Thank you very much. The presidents, the ex-presidents, and the 11 countries. I'm Adi Shah. I'm the member of the CPA, Community Pharmacy Association of Thailand. First of all, I would like to thank you on the behalf of the CPA for warm welcome to the treasures and beautiful island, especially last night, very exciting show. Right than to show the David Copperfield show last night. It's very good. Normally the activity for the CPA in Thailand is quite like the inbound activity, it means the domestics. And for the international affairs, it's the responsibility by the pharmacy associations of Thailand. So for the event like this, for the international affair like this, I'm not familiar. And as a matter of fact, it's the first time for me to make a presentation in English. I'm really scared about this. I'm not good in English anymore. So please try to listen to me. Normally, when we go to talk about the GPP, is not familiar with this word for me myself, and that's why maybe the reason why the association is bringing me to make a presentation. For me myself, I established my pharmacy about 5 years ago, and at that time I don't know much about the GPP. The first thing that I made is I think that what the patient will get from me, or with the strategies of the maximize customer satisfaction. That's why. And I ran the business for about 2 years, and then the pharmacy council, they create the projects of the accredited pharmacy. I run the regulations of them. And I see that I think it's for the first step of my business. And the thing that right down in the GPP, it's not different. And for the last 6 months, our representative from Thailand signed up the GPP agreement with you in Bangkok. And our representatives come to our associations and told our members about the GPP. It's quite interesting. I'm really surprised because all of the regulations in the GPP, our roles in the accredited pharmacy, and the way we do in the store is quite the same. It's quite the same. But the thinking, our colleagues in Thailand and the majorities of the drugstore, the pharmacy in Thailand, they still do the business in the old ways. Because, maybe because of the awareness of the patient is not so high. So if you compare about the standardized of the pharmacy, they have the gap between them. The regulations, the draft acts, or many other laws, if you want to enforce it into some of the situations, something like that, I think it's not the main major key success factor anymore. You can endorse it, but they did not did it or they did not do it by their heart. It's not coming from the heart. It's not coming from their mind. They have no service in mind anymore. I think it's not permanent, so it's not work. So when you, my sister, I respect is a sister. Last year, the numbers of the accredited pharmacy for the past 5 years, you will see that it increased very slowly. For me, I'm not panicked anymore. For me, I'm not panicked. I think it's better. Because if you enforce the law and let them to be throughout the country to be the GPP, it's not the volunteers by himself or by themselves. you force them to do that. What happened for the future? I think it's not good anymore. But if you educated them, you tell them why they have to do that. I think it's the better way. In Thailand, I think maybe because of the opportunities, because we face the problems of the chain store, and also some of the franchise business. For the medical climate or the drugstore business like that, they quite impact, very big impact, because we have the lesson from the wholesalers when the big franchise from abroad coming to Thailand, and also the convenience store like 7-Elevens to go in Thailand. For that time, about not more than 10 years, the call is the traditional merchandise in Thailand is bankrupt. In this case, they cannot do their business because maybe because of the potentials of that, because of the fund is not enough. So that when we have the impact from the chain store or the drug chain store, so they concern. When they concern, what is the solution for them to survive? We run business, we would like to survive. So when you have the GPP or the accredited pharmacy by the Pharmacy Council, they stop and they wait to see what maybe the solutions of that. They think that maybe the solutions of that. But when you want to change something that they did for a period of time, like the chronic problems, you have to, use sometimes, and you not to be rushed or you not to do to enforce them. You have to convince them, and you have to educate them, and you have to show that what the problem is, what the strength is, what the weakness is, what your opportunity, what your trait, and then you let them to volunteers to come. And that's why the number of the accredited pharmacy in Thailand is not rising in the growth like the rocket, something like that. But we have the limit of the time. We try to do this. For the GPP that established by the WHO and the FIP, I think it's about more than 10 years. And they changed about something like that. And for the Bangkok regulations, it's about 6 months. But for Thailand, I think we have many activities. We agree with that. We agree with the process of the GPP. But the way we do and the thing that we did may be different from another countries. As I told you that